Today's exclusive business news. Rite Aid rejected 800 million takeover bid this month. We'll talk about this.
Rite Aid earlier this month quietly rejected a takeover bid that valued the drugstore chain at more than 800 million. So they're thinking that they're more than 800 million, right? Despite it being nearly twice the drugstore chain's current stock price. Private equity firm Spearpoint Capital Management said it made an offer to buy Rite Aid on March 30th for 14.6 a share, or 850 million. A 56 premium to its closing price that day of $9.36. Shares of Rite Aid, the nation's fourth largest pharmacy chain, jumped 11% to $8.20. Rite Aid General Counsel Paul Gilbert engaged in talks with Spearpoint and rejected the offer. Wow, rejected. Which was conditioned on due diligence of Rite Aid's financials. In an April 11 letter, Gilbert said Spearpoint doesn't adequately understand the hurdles to buy the company that are posed by the company's roughly $3 billion in distressed loan.
Walmart is third? Then what's first? Walgreens and then CVS? So, guys, Rite Aid, for being the fourth largest pharmacy chain, who has a stock price of $8.20, have rejected a 14.6 a share. So this means that they think that their stock prices can increase as much as this and that they don't want to sell it. Or what makes them not want to sell it to Spearpoint Capital Management? Maybe they found something wrong with the management company, or because I think it's a reasonable deal. I mean, for me, who've never heard about this company, it's like, is it still worth keeping it when their share is only, I mean, their share isn't everything, but isn't it better to sell it at a high price? Or maybe they think that their company is undervalued. Wow, they dropped a lot. So their highest was back in 2015, which is around $180. So then it 2017 and 18, 19 was just a huge downfall. I feel like this is gonna be Netflix's future. And then it stayed around below $20, and they were like, we'll buy it now, and I guess they didn't want to. You can just want to keep a company to run them. The owners of Rite Aid might think the company should be worth more, or they just want to keep operating it. Selling doesn't have to be the end goal for all. Yeah, but I guess for me, if I like the money and if it's too hard to manage, I'd just sell it. But I guess also because they're the fourth largest, they probably think they're valued more than the current stock price, since they were around $180. Like, I feel like they would have that pride of, you're only gonna buy at 14.6 a share? Like, are you joking me? Like, we were back in like 2015, back in my days, boys, like, we were worth 180 a share, guys. So 14.6 is so low. Maybe that's what they thought. Now, continuing with the article.
Spearpoint now is considering launching a hostile tender offer directly to shareholders. They contend if it needs to pay the debt, it can negotiate with Rite Aid creditors, and believes that with some loans trading at 75 cents to $1, they might welcome a new strategy. This isn't over, this is the beginning. There is real value here. And I guess they didn't respond to that request for a comment. Rite Aid has principal payment coming due in late 2025. It might have trouble repaying, sources and analysts said. A buyout would likely be considered a change of control event, requiring Spearpoint to pay off the lenders. Spearpoint, meanwhile, maintains it has a buyer for Rite Aid's pharmacy benefits manager, which covers 3.2 million lives. That undisclosed buyer is willing to pay $2 billion for the PBM business, which the Fitch rating agency recently said it believed was worth $1.2 billion. Spearpoint also believes Rite Aid could be making much more by selling its data to other businesses, including selling its prescription data to insurers. Presently, Rite Aid only shares data with its suppliers to manage inventory.
So they're saying, hey, you can make more money by selling prescription data to insurers. Wait, can companies actually sell their prescription data? Isn't that against law? Don't they? Is that bad? That should be against HIPAA law in US. I'm assuming they mean to say what medicines get sold more, but it's insurers. So then they'll know what type of patient they can insure more. So still not personal data. So I guess they were thinking that they're not doing a good job of using what they have to make more money. Continuing.
The fund also believes Rite Aid can sell data on its roughly 2,500 stores to real estate developers who seek information on economic and demographics in different parts of the country. Spearpoint has recently become focused on what is called the assetization and monetization of data and has several target companies in mind, like Rite Aid. Spearpoint has chosen not to approach lenders until its offer is made public early Thursday, he said. In steady decline for several years, in 2018, Walgreens bought 1,932 Rite Aid stores for $4.37 billion, cutting Rite Aid's footprint by almost half. And now that it slid from 22.29 to 7 level before the Post broke the story.
Maybe it was a good job because it seems that this company wants to use a lot of the data that Rite Aid has and use it to make more money, which is normally what you want to think about, but I feel like Rite Aid's focus isn't more about money, but more about, bringing customers products that they want to, give out or, sell to. So, do you guys think Rite Aid made a good decision on not selling their company to Spearpoint? Because from what they said in the article, it seems that Spearpoint is trying to make more money for Rite Aid by selling different types of data, such as prescription data or type of economic demographic information data, etc., to real estate developer. I feel like the world would be a better place if most PE firms didn't exist, or if greed didn't exist. Yeah, I also think it would have been a great, the world would be a better place if greed didn't exist, but unfortunately, greed does exist. It's so sad. Sounds like a good business decision to not put yourself in a position to receive a class action lawsuit. I guess like what Secretary said, if it's just maybe not personal data, but not medical data, medication data, like pharmacy data of what medicines were being sold, that probably isn't against the law, like HIPAA, but still. Not selling was probably not the right decision for shareholders. Pharmacies like Rite Aid are really all about location and the convenience of picking up your prescriptions along with miscellaneous items. If they are closing locations, must be competition or bad customer service because people need their drugs. But still, if it's fourth biggest pharmaceutical company, I still think that's doing a very good job. I want to know who's 5th, 6th, 7th. I want to know the top 5. It's probably good moral, but not good business. Oh, typical Rite Aid customers probably have less moral qualms about buying from here. Companies that want to assetize or monetize things that they didn't have any role in creating generally kind of sucks. I could see why you guys are saying for the shareholders it might have not been a good idea because, and they're only what? $8. And I think the top 3 competitors that they have, Walgreens, Walmart, CVS, they're standing so strong. It'd be really hard to win against them, but Amazon is getting into pharmacy business too. I wonder how many mom and pop pharmacies as a whole count too. But for people like me, if you don't really know I wouldn't even cared about it. So if you guys were the shareholders of Rite Aid and that you just heard this news saying, hey, we're not selling our stock for $800 million, even if it's double our price, or around almost double my price, right? Because I think it was at $14. What would you say to Rite Aid? Would you be like, good job, you can earn more money? Or would be like, You just lost me money. Increase their share price up to $14 a share, but because I personally think, if from what I heard for Spearpoint, honestly, I think it was a good choice because I don't know, Spearpoint's very crazy about money, but that's probably because they're a private equity company. But at the same time, it would kind of suck for their shareholders because, you know, they're not gaining any money either. And also, my another question I have is, even if they sold their business to this company, there's no guarantee that their stock price is going to increase, or that like all the different things that they're trying to do, like selling data point, is going to make Rite Aid a better store. Like, it doesn't do anything good for the consumers. Maybe it might for real estate developers or insurers, or maybe they have other things for customers, but I don't see the purpose of them selling this currently. I think they're doing a good job. I don't see the point. So kind of conclude this article, guys. Personally, I think Rite Aid did a good job, but I'm not really familiar with pharmaceutical work or company, so can't say much about it. But I still think they shouldn't be selling for money, and that they should actually be doing it for their own, like their actual business model. And I don't think, you know, like selling prescription, any type of data is related to their business model, especially if they're a pharmaceutical company. That's why I don't like recent technologies. They always sell data, and it really sucks. But yeah, that's Rite Aid for you guys.